Live right now on Facebook, as well as on the Pure West app, on your smart speakers, the website, and on DAB, digital radio across Pembrokeshire. Now, on the way, we'll go through all of the weekend's football, including a very welcome return to winning ways for Haverfordwest County. See, all they needed to do was send Rob Edwards onto this show, and their fortunes turned around with that win against Flint. We'll also have a look at Hakin beating Tenby in the only game in Division 1 at the weekend, and we'll round up how our Pembrokeshire sides got on in the West Wales Cup over the weekend. Some Pembrokeshire rugby to come. It was busy there as well, and we're going to kick off with a chat with tonight's special guest from the Merlins Bridge Amateur Boxing Club. Graham Brockway is making a welcome return to the Pure West studio this Monday evening. So let's get going. Let me say hi to Gordon first. How are you?
I'm good, Ben. I had a different weekend this weekend. I actually wasn't in Pembrokeshire because there was so much West Wales Cup football on. I went to the Swansea Dot Stadium to watch Swansea lose 3-1 against Leicester.
So you didn't bring them good luck, Gordon, fortunately.
I didn't bring them any luck at all,
You can tell us about that soon then. Tom Dyer in the studio as well with Gord. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to be back on the sports show. It's been a couple of weeks.
We've missed you, Tom. Yeah, nice to have you back. Excellent to have you with us tonight. And as I said, in the studio this evening and making a welcome return. I can't believe a year's gone by since Graham was with us to talk about last year's show. It's back at the Withybush Showground this weekend. Graham, welcome to Pure West Sport. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. And I think we should probably start with what's coming up this Saturday, because I do remember last year's show and you coming on to tell us all about it. You're back at the Withybush Showground, aren't you, this weekend?
We are, yes. Our usual show, our one-a-year show. Yeah, it's great. It's been a lot of people have helped come on board, helped us this year. The support's been amazing. All the training's gone well. Fighters gone well. So yeah, we're ready to go. Everybody's matched. And we're just waiting for Saturday to come.
Excellent stuff. Well, look, for people listening and watching, what can we expect on Saturday? What's on the card, Graham?
Well, I have 16 local fighters who've taken on the rest of Wales. In that, I have several Welsh champions. We had a very good season last season. So all our fighters moved up a level last year. So the standard of boxing has gone really up in Merlins Bridge. We ended up getting 3 Welsh champions, British champions, regional champions. We had an exceptional year last year. So, yes, and they're all on. All our champions are on. And they're all fighting champions as well. So the standard will be very, very high.
And Gordon, coming in just to say, if you were marking our card, is there any particular bouts that we should keep an eye on, Graham, or any boxes you'd like to call out? I know that's probably a hard thing, like asking you to name your favourite kids, but is there anyone we should keep an eye out?
Yeah, can I name 16? Our top of the bill again this year will be Alex O'Sullivan, who had an exceptional year last year. He went on to be champion of Wales last year. Unfortunately, was one just did not quite make the British last year. He lost in the semi-finals, but it was a very, very close fight. So he's topping the bill this year. And I have Sean Bolcher. He's our junior champion. He lost in the finals of the British last year. So again, he just dropped short, but hopefully this year now we'll step up on that. And we got Miley Flynn, we got Aaron James, we've got all exceptional young talent coming through who are all really on top of the game this year. So yeah, we've got some really good standard of boxing coming on this year.
Gord, it sounds exciting, doesn't it, on Saturday once again? That sounds some lineup, doesn't it?
It's always a brilliant show with the Merlins Bridge home show. And as Graham says, it's amazing what talent has come out of that small little boxing club down in Merlins Bridge, which has grown in size when I went down there, Graham, when it was a shed. It's now a purpose-built building with all the facilities, and Graham does a magnificent job with his coaches down there, and the youngsters are well looked after, I can tell you that.
That's good stuff. What about alongside the boxing, Graham? How does the night work for people? I'm sure we've got people watching who've never been to a boxing show before. So how does the night work?
Well, obviously, everybody turns up. Doctors come, officials come. Everything is checked. Everything is done. When everybody's happy, 7:30, hopefully we get our first bout off. We start off with our 12-year-olds, moving up then through the age then, and end up with Alex as top of the bill. He's our oldest boxer in the 22. So so there's 16 all different levels: schoolboy, junior, youth, and senior.
And the one thing that jumped out to me when we were setting up the list of people to watch out for is the amount of local talent you've got. You must be so proud that you're developing some brilliant young boxers right here in the county.
Oh, we are. One of my most outstanding fighters is a young girl called Eaton-Evans. She won the British title this year. Unfortunately, she got injured in the final. So she's out at the moment, having her arm repaired. So I don't think she'll make it this season. I hope she does, I should say, but I'm not so sure. But she just came in. She was a gymnastic. She came in. She was an exceptional gymnastic, and she came into the club just to get fit, get a bit stronger. And she's gone on to be Welsh and British champion. I took her to Widnes last year. She won the Winter Box Cup. She had amazing 2 fights in 2 days, and she was exceptional. And she went on to win the Welsh this year. She had 2 fights in the British and won both of them. Yeah, she's an exceptional girl. So yeah, and this is all from Haverfordwest.
And that's phenomenal, Gordon, isn't it? The talent that is coming through at a boxing club in Merlins Bridge. And I don't want to use
it. It's incredible. Graham's had talent for many, many years coming through. Lots of British champions and, Welsh champions. It never ceases to amaze me how many we get from this neck of the woods. And as I just pointed out, it's down to Graham's enthusiasm. He's a great coach. He's been there and done it. He knows exactly what the boxing game is all about. And, that's why Merlins Bridge is as good as what it is, because of Graham's efforts and the coaches that help him.
Maybe we should touch on that a bit, Graham, and we'll come to how people can get tickets for Saturday in just a bit, because I'm sure there'll be lots of people watching who'll want to come now that you've set it up so amazingly for us. What about the history of the club? And Gordon's right, you've developed lots of youngsters over the years. How long have you been coaching at Merlins Bridge for now, Graham?
I've been actually in boxing 55 years. I started when I was 10. And I am 65 next month, so I've been there 55 years. But in 1990, my exceptional trainer by the name of Eddie Davis, which really grieves me when I talk about it, he handed me over the gym. He handed it to me in 1990, and I just wanted to make him proud that I've taken it on and did a good job with it. And it's gone from a level where we were to a very, very high standard now. And I'm sure if he was here, he'd be very, very proud.
So was he your mentor, Graham?
Yes.
And what did you learn from him?
Everything. He was just a one-off. He was a great man, and his knowledge, when he spoke, you listened, and you just did what he said. He was the one man in my life I looked up to.
And what's the ethos at Merlins Bridge that's kind of led to the longevity and the success you've continued to have?
Well, I walked in the gym when I was 10. I love it as much now as I did then. I tried to put that on to everybody in the gym. Work hard, because nothing in life is easy. If you give up in the gym, you'll give in anyway. So don't give in, keep pushing, and you'll get there. That's what I say to them. It's not an easy sport, but if it was easy, look how many people are out there in the world, and you can count on your hand how many people make it in the sport. So to my guys is, it doesn't matter how hard it is, think positive, get through it, and move on, and never ever give up.
Yeah, so that is some ethos, isn't it? I think that is why the club has continued to be so successful. And Gordon, you were talking off air to Graham, and I think we should speak a bit about not just Graham the coach, but as a boxer as well.
Graham, congratulations on the award that you've just received from the Welsh Boxing Association, lifetime membership. Wow. I mean, you thoroughly deserve that. And you were speaking quite emotionally about Eddie Davis, who I knew. He was a big pal of my dad's, because my dad was an ex-boxer as well, and they were big pals. You have certainly filled the boots down there, and he will be proud of you, mate. I can tell you that now. I knew Eddie well as well, not as close as what you did, but he did a great job down there. But you've taken it to a new level, and the standard that you have set is exemplary, to be honest with you, mate. You've done a great job. Before you come in, people will not know what Graham Brockway, because of our age, we're old fuddy-duddies now, mate.
Yeah, we
Because
are.
you started when you were 10. Give us a little bit of the insight of your amateur career.
Yeah.
You were going to be a professional. You turned into a world kickbox champion. Can you summarize that over a quick,
Yeah, well, when I was 10, my mates wanted to go into a boxing, and I never wanted to go because I wanted to play football. And at the time, the guy I was playing football with, a gentleman, fantastic guy by the name of Frankie Donovan, who never wanted me to go boxing. But I went with the boys because I wanted to be one of the boys. Your mates would go and you stay with them.
Yeah.
The minute I walked into the gym, I put a pair of gloves on, and it was just amazing. The feeling that I put them on was just, and I still have that feeling 55 years later.
Yeah.
And I went on to have a great career with a fantastic bloke by the name of Roy Witts. Roy steered me a long way.
Yeah.
And then obviously at a later date, then I went with Eddie. I say my boxing career was expanded over 7. It was up to 19. When I was 19, I was in work and I ripped my fingers off on the 11th of May, 1979. On the 29th of May, I was going to turn pro with Eddie Thomas. And I was 19. He was giving me £1,000 to turn pro with him, which was a fortune.
Lot of money then,
which is a fortune to me.
Wow.
But I said I ripped my fingers off, and then as I said, I've said it many times. It took me 3 years, 2 months, and 11 days to get back in the ring.
You weren't counting?
No, I weren't counting. But I trained every day. As I said earlier on, never give up. I got up when I got out of the hospital, I was in hospital for the weekend. I was there and came out on the Monday. I ran to the hospital. I ran home from the hospital. I would go to the gym and wrap my hand and shadow box, and I would never. It took me 3 years to get back.
Wow.
But I never ever took a day off because I wanted to get there. I wanted to I wanted to be the best I could be at it. And if I didn't put the work in, I wouldn't be the best. Yeah. So I went on exhausted. In the time then, my coach went away. So I was still doing my martial arts. And one thing that led to another in the professional ranks. I turned professional as a boxer. And unfortunately, my coach moved away. Right. And so it left me with nobody. And in them days, because once you turn professional, you couldn't turn back. So I pushed on to my martial arts, and I trained with some great guys. I mean, I used to drive to London, and train up in London. I some great weekends at the people. I spent 5 years in London, back and forth, learning my sport. And I went on to be, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight champion of the world. It was a great achievement. It was, because I had a fantastic guy by the name of Bernie Edwards. He was with me all the way. Yeah. He was amazing, and I owe a lot to him. Yeah. He did a great deal for me. And then from there, then I retired and went back into boxing and took on a few boys then because they wanted to have a go, and we just gone from there.
Yeah,
Can I ask? Sorry, Graham. I was just going to ask Graham on the back of what you just said there. That kind of that transition then from boxing yourself to being a coach was that hard? And which part of your career now do you look back on as the one you got the most from? Was it coaching or was it fighting yourself?
I get such a buzz from watching a little 10-year-old, a little 8-year-old, 9-year-old come into my gym and turning them into a champion. Wow. It's better than anything I've done. I mean, I did what I did, but to bring a little child into the gym and to bring them on to where they are and what they've done, I've had many fighters over the years who've come in, exceptional fighters who've gone on. They've gone to Commonwealth Games. They won medals. Mickey Madonna won 10 Welsh titles with me. Yeah. He won 6 British titles. He went out to the Commonwealth a 19-year-old and won a bronze medal. Amazing. And this is Harford West. Mickey's from Pembroke Dock. I had Charlene Jones, the first woman to ever box in the Commonwealth Games for Wales. Charlene won 4 Welsh titles, 2 British titles. And these are people from Pembroke Dock, Harford West, and the surrounding areas. Well, that's a massive achievement. And they say, even though when I'm in it myself, I did what I wanted to do, to actually give that to somebody else and push them on. Don't get me wrong, when I'm doing all this, I have some fantastic support from my coaches. I have some brilliant coaches in the gym. Without them, it would be so hard. But they're with me all the way. So we all get our buzz out of everybody doing so well. And it's just an amazing achievement.
Yeah. And And sorry, Gordon, to come in. I know were you going to ask Graham another question there? Were you okay with me just asking one more? The question I was going to ask is continuing to develop that young talent. Graham, why? I'm sure we've got people listening. We've got parents watching and listening right now. Why, for their kids, is getting involved with the boxing club a good thing to do?
Well, I do a Thursday night down Merlins. I do it for 7-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds. The players, I say, just bring them in, and I want them to. I want the kids to know that from whatever age, nothing in life is easy, and I want them to work hard from a young age and train hard. I mean, I push the kids really, really hard, and some of the parents stand there and they say, "God, I couldn't even do that." But like I say to them, I don't want them to quit. I want them to know that life's tough out there. It's a big, bad world out there, and I want them all to get strong. I want them all to be able to look after themselves. I just want them to have confidence in life. So every time they come in, I don't care about whether they fight. If they become champions, great. If they don't, all I want them to do is to be able to stand up for themselves, have a great life, and not be bullied in life, and just enjoy it, and which is so, so important today.
And that's it. It's the discipline as well that Graham's on about there. It's the respect as well. Graham won't have anybody going around the streets hitting people about. That ain't going to happen in his gym. If it does, he'll sort it out in his gym. There's a code. There's a boxing code, and they have to follow it. And as Graham says, they work to his rules, and they do as they're told, and they'll go as far as they want to take it.
It's interesting as well. The impression I get listening to you, Graham, is that you take just as much pleasure from all those champions that you've had, from just working with kids or someone who's doing it just for fitness or mental health. Is that fair to say?
Well, as I said, right, you said the amount of champions I've had in my gym, but there's no prima donnas in my gym. I had a Mickey Madonna, but then I don't have enough prima donnas. Everybody's the same. When we come into the gym, we're all on the same level. I don't care whether you've had one fight, no fights, you keep fit, or you've had 50 fights. We're on the level peggle. That's the way it should be. Everybody trains hard. Everybody helps each other. And that's the way it should be. And it works well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for yourself, do you ever see a day where you're not involved with Merlins Bridge Amateur Boxing?
The day I have 4 pieces of wood wrapped around me.
But I mean, your legacy there is incredible.
Every time I wake up in the morning, I look forward to going to my gym.
I know. And Graham spoke about his old coach, Eddie Davis. He was the same sort of ilk, that sort of person. And he obviously seen himself in Graham as well. And Graham was the perfect foil for him to move Merlins Bridge on. And like he spoke tonight, he's so enthusiastic. He loves boxing. It's his life. I just
say one of the most proudest days of my life in sport was the day Eddie passed me on the gym.
And what a job you've done, Graham. You took that mantle on.
Yeah, I did. But it was just an amazing feeling to think of a man who I'd looked up to all my life was now passing it on to me. Amazing.
And I think you've done him proud every single day since. Yeah. Let's come back to Saturday, shall we? What time does it all start? And how can people get tickets if they want to come along?
We start at 7:30, first bout. People want to come along, you can come to our gym and pick up tickets. You can go onto our Facebook page and get tickets there. There's lots of phone numbers on there that people can get in touch with. So there's no problem getting to say. There's lots of boys in the gym who know people. So, we got tickets here if anyone wants to come along. A lot of people come up on the night, which is great, So we got plenty of room for everybody. So, it's just come along, turn up on the night, pay on the door, just come and support everybody. Give all the boys and girls your support because they're fighting for their local boys, local girls, local people, and give them support.
Yeah, and I know Pure West's going to be there, Tom, aren't we? I think at the weekend.
Yeah, so Toby's going to be MC. Rob Z's on the decks as well, providing the entrance music, and that's what we were talking about before we went on air, Graham, about the spectacle of the night as well.
Well, I want to give every one of my fighters their 15 minutes of fame. I don't care whether the 10, 11, whatever. I stand them at the end of I make a walkway in. I have 2 security guys walking them into the ring. I have their music playing, and I tell them when you're ready to walk, you walk. There's no rush, it's your time, and if they never ever go any further than that again, they've had that one chance of their 15 minutes of fame.
Phenomenal. Well, listen, as Graham said, loads of ways to get tickets. All the details are on the What's On page on our website as well, at purewestradio.com. Actually, Graham, I think you're making a second appearance on Pure West as well. You're joining Toby on Wednesday. He did say, can you mention that and also just remind Graham, and just looking at your face, maybe it's a good job I did. So make sure you're there for that.
I will, yeah.
No problem at all. And we will obviously share this video around again, because honestly, Graham, I could chat to you all night. You're an absolute inspiration, and the job you are doing and have done and continuing to do for youngsters and young fighters in the county, and your contribution to sport in the county is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much for coming on and just telling us a bit about your story and about the event on Saturday. It's going to be brilliant, isn't it?
It's going to be amazing. Like every year, we just try to make it that a little bit better.
Oh, we can't wait to see how it goes. Thank you very much, Graham. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We are going to come back for part 2 of Pure West Sport in just a few moments this Monday evening.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have traditional values, but they have